In this chapter, we're going to be covering scoping constructs. We'll learn how to choose between the three primary scoping constructs you'll see within Wolfram Language: with, module, and block, and how to use them to organize and structure your code. Before we get into coding with scoping constructs, let's talk about what a scoping construct even is. When we're coding, especially as our code and functions get more complex, we may find ourselves wanting to use variables within a piece of code only for that chunk of code and not for our entire notebook. In a similar vein, we may be writing a function with intermediate steps that would be better organized with variables for the different steps. This is when we would want to use a scoping construct. Up to this point, we've been using variables, but they've all been global variables, meaning the definition of those variables is the same everywhere within our notebooks. Scoping constructs create a local environment and let us set local variables, meaning they'll only have a definition in that code where we have a scoping construct. Or, if they're also defined globally, they'll have a different definition in that local environment. The first scoping construct we're going to cover is with. With is the simplest in a sense, but is also the least flexible. To use with, our first argument is our local variables within a list, and the second is the expression we want to run using those local definitions. So we can set x equal to 2 inside of our first argument, and in our second argument we can write x squared. When we run this, with will use that local definition for x, and the code will be evaluated with 2 squared, and our output will be 4. Since we've used with, if we define x globally as another number, it won't impact the output from with, as the local definition will take precedent over that global definition. We can also list out more local variables if we want by adding them to that list within the first argument. If we were to have a variable defined globally that we don't define locally, with will use that global definition. I mentioned that with isn't as flexible as the other scoping constructs in Wolfram Language. This is because we have to define our local variables before the expression will be evaluated. This means that if we have an undefined variable listed in our first argument, we'll get an error message. This means that if we want to have one local variable dependent on another local variable, we can't use with. If we try that within the first argument, with will reference global values and not local ones for that dependent variable. If we do want to have local variables that are dependent on another local variable, or we want to hold off on defining a variable until later on in our expression, we can use module or block. The syntax is still the same for these functions, and they can do the same operations as with. We can run multiple expressions in order with any of these three functions by adding semicolons between the lines we want to run. Unlike with, module and block let us leave local variables undefined and then define them later. This lets us have those locally dependent variable definitions. While we still can't have those definitions that are locally dependent within the first argument, what we can do is make those definitions happen later on in the second argument. Just because they're more flexible and can do the same things as with doesn't mean you'd always want to use block or module. With generally runs faster than those other options. With the scale of computations we're doing in this course, however, evaluation time will likely not be a huge concern. We've now talked about how with is different from module and block, but how are module and block different from each other? On the surface, they're pretty similar, and you could use both for a while without encountering any differences. However, internally, these functions operate different in how they localize variables. Module uses what is considered lexical scoping, while block uses dynamic scoping. In practice, module creates new symbols, while block is looking at the history of variables. As a result, block can reference global variables in an output in a way module will not. This is a bit easier to see with an example. If we set the variable m to globally be equal to I squared, and then we use block to localize I to be equal to a, and then we call that global definition of m, block is able to slot that local definition for I into that global definition for m, because it's looking at the history, and those i's are the same variable from the perspective of block. Module, on the other hand, can't make this substitution because it's internally creating a new variable for I. We can see this new variable and how it's different from the one in our definition of M if we run module without defining I. Unless you have a reason you want block's method for handling local variables with global variables, it can be a good idea to use module as your default, as you're less likely to run into weird outputs from interactions with global definitions. In this chapter, we've gotten a handle on the basics of using scoping constructs. You've seen how we can use block, module, and width to create local environments, and the differences between the three of them. While scoping constructs were not covered as a core concept at the start of the course, as we're getting more complicated in our coding needs, they'll become absolutely essential.